guys, and welcome to another edition of Pro Wrestling Pulse. I'm Dr. Barton Ryan. I am J-Man. This edition of the Pulse will be giving you guys our WWE Night of the Champion 2015 preview. I'm just going to call it that. Or Night of Rollins. Night of... I don't know. Whatever the hell you want to say. Coming this Sunday on the WWE Network. I think we're both in agreement that just... Night of Champions and this time period in general when it comes to pro wrestling, and always for me because football just started up this past Sunday. That's what I'm all about. Pretty much whenever that kicks off, I don't really give a shit about anything else around that point. I've been waiting for it to come back for a long time. Got a solid win over B Daddy J when it trounced his ass. Ryan almost with a comeback victory.
Peyton screwed me.
Over Roberto. Yeah, Peyton really fucked you over there. And then Mi Madre putting her on Quaddy. Not too bad. I guess they were kind of decently close. Have our little... what the fuck's our thing? Fantasy Mania. I have to tie in some sort of wrestling-related thing with our Fantasy Football League, of course. But just around this time, it gets to that, September, October... and then once you get into Survivor Series, and then, it starts to kick off towards the beginning of the year, and then Rumble, and then it starts to kind of road to WrestleMania thing. It just kind of goes into a lull for a bit. I think a lot of people realize that, with football coming back, they're paying attention to that. You got baseball playoffs coming up soon. Hockey will be coming back in the next month. It's just a lot of stuff that just starts to go away from wrestling a bit. A lot of people's eyes start to go to other things, deservingly so, with all that kind of, great stuff coming up. But... They just kind of go in a lull with storylines, with angles, with booking of their bigger shows and stuff like that. It just kind of is like, whatever. And that pretty much is, in my eyes, what we're going to be getting delivered here this Sunday. But we're going to go ahead and run this card down, even though I just shat all over it. Go ahead and run this card down for you. We're going to kick it off here with a pre-show. Just a six-man tag with Neville and the Lucha Dragons going up against the Cosmic Wasteland of Stardust and the fucking goddamn... Who the hell?
The Ascension.
Ascension. Jesus fuck. J-Man has no idea. I don't even know what my name is anymore. Has no idea what the fuck's going on anymore. To me, as soon as I saw that, I'm just thinking backstage, they're like, well, they're all heels and they all have makeup on. Face paint, so just put them together, fuck it, why not? Cosmic Wasteland, there you go, makeshifting it up. Whatever, this is pretty much your stock pre-show that you get out of pretty much all of these, pay-per-views. Winners, who gives a shit?
Probably the faces.
Maybe the faces. Yeah.
It's kind of hard to honestly pick.
It is a little bit, because you wonder if they're going to go with the heel thing and run with their little group thingy that got going on there, because Neville and Lucha Dragon just kind of makeshift it up, too. It is a little bit tough. I don't know. They tend to go face on the pre-shows, but who fucking knows and or cares?
Yeah, I'd probably go Lucha Dragon.
More and cares. First match, this card, I wrote it out, and then he was like, I don't even think that's going to be main event. I'd be like, I guess, maybe not. I don't know. Having, obviously, Rollins work two matches here, the card could just be totally just makeshifted and all kind of weirded out here. You'll probably have the first match, I don't have it on here, but the first or second match be, a championship match with Rollins, and then obviously the main event will be the championship match with Rollins, either one. I have the World Championship just listed as the main event, and then the U.S. title on the mid-card, which will obviously be the better of the two. But the first match listed on here, we got Dolph Ziggler going up against Rusev in a rematch from SummerSlam, continuing and expanding now with this fucking angle that is just... I don't even think Days of Our Lives would book this shit on one of their telecasts. Just goddamn. I don't even remember what happened last week. I think there was some sort of shit going on with a present that I think somebody left off for Summer Rae, and she opened it up and was all fucking excited and shit, and Rusev got all pissed off or something. It's all starting back when Summer Rae came and saw Dolph in the shower or something, and then just cut 3 weeks worth of promos talking how glistening his body was when water fell off of it. Lana's been out. I think she broke her hand. I think that happened. Legit.
For some reason, this storyline Yeah, I don't think it's shoot. I think she legit broke her hand, but
that means it's real. Shoot means real.
Oh, does it?
Kayfabe is
not
okay.
Then it was.
Should anybody be watching our show right now?
I need some orange juice. My vitamin C levels are low as shit.
Low.
I can't even focus. I need some Adderall or something.
No, you don't. Orange juice will work. Shit.
But yeah, were you finished with this match?
I think you were talking about something.
No, I was saying how
talking about this angle.
Every time they try to really like go forward with this angle and like push it, something happens. Ziggler gets hurt.
Right.
Rusev gets hurt, or Ziggler got hurt for a while, and he was out doing it. Was he doing a movie too?
I don't even know.
Well, he was doing a movie, so he was fake hurt.
Yeah.
Kayfabe, yeah.
It's not a shoot.
Right. Why was I confused for some reason when you said shoot?
I
know exactly what that means, but I just was like, what?
It's all
this will just be whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't see. Oh God, I just don't.
There's a lot of potential. I mean, honestly, with the talent involved,
for sure,
to be a quality match. I'm happy. At first I was thinking, I was like, one of these matches is gonna end up being a mixed tag. Eventually throwing Lana and Summer Rae in there. I'm happy they haven't done that. And obviously Lana being injured and stuff like that. But there's potential there to be a quality match. But there's just shit tied around it with this storyline. It's just so bad. I mean, who honestly would care? I mean, we're so into a phase of, especially in this day and age, and especially with pro wrestling, where just the reality-based things of, people can see through bullshit. Like, why even book these kind of angles anymore? I mean, seriously.
there is an audience.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I like, my girlfriend doesn't really watch wrestling, but when she does watch occasionally with me, she has over the last month or a couple weeks or whatever. She always is more intrigued with this like storyline with the girls fighting with the guys and stuff, and like it just seems more like kind of like a soap opera thing, yeah. which is how it kind of is generally based with some storylines in wrestling.
It's kind somehow of worse acting than in soap operas.
Right.
Somehow.
It's basically how many people nowadays would just, without promos, without actual feuds, dudes just going in the ring and just having wrestling matches. How many people just legit tune in? I mean, I don't know. If you're just having, you have Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, but they do have feuds and they do have entertainment a value to it. They don't really carry heavy storylines or anything like that, or crazy nonsense. But
they just work their stories around the work.
Right. Really. But that's the reason that part of this is pro wrestling. They add these kind of storylines in. For me, I think Ziggler will probably get the win here.
Yeah, I think Rusev, is DQ'd or counted out. I think at SummerSlam.
Yeah, something like that.
Some sort of weird finish. I think Ziggler will probably come out on top here. Hopefully, it'll just be end of that, and hopefully move Dolph on to some bigger and better things. And honestly, Rusev, he's a good worker. And I think you could do a lot better stuff with him. And I think they're really wasting opportunities with both of these guys. And unfortunately, they're tied together, doing wasted bullshit here. But yeah, probably look for Ziggler to get the win in that matchup there. Next matchup, we have the Divas title on the line with now the record holder champion Nikki Bella going up against Charlotte. And if Nikki Bella is counted out or DQ'd, she will lose the championship in this matchup here. Obviously, they held off on the original championship match with Charlotte that was supposed to happen at Night of Champions, booking it on this past Raw to try and see if she could break. Or see if she could, screw over Nikki going for the all-time record, AJ's all-time record, which has obviously been a lot of discussion. And
because there's so much prestige.
Prestige behind the Divas Championship. It goes all the way back to 2008, I think they might have brought that in. Oh, yeah, I think so, 2008-ish. So much prestige behind the Divas Championship. Good point there by Ryan. Who, could you guess who was the first holder of the championship?
Wasn't it Vicky Guerrero?
No, it had to be like, was it McCool? I would guess Michelle McCool. I'd have to look it up, but I would think Michelle McCool. Probably.
For some reason, I feel like Vicky Guerrero awarded it to herself. Maybe that's wrong.
I don't think that's right. She was tied up around the WrestleMania 25 Santina shit. Maybe you're mixing that in there somewhere.
Maybe. I don't know.
I think McCool, maybe. I don't know. Who knows? But AJ Lee, the former longest reigning Divas champion, and obviously with her, ties to.
Think there's politicking behind that?
I'm gonna go with a hell yeah on that one.
You think that the whole Cena actually?
Yeah, I think that's extremely. Because
well, I can see WWE not wanting AJ Lee to be.
I think that's one part of it, and I think another part of it is who she's sleeping with at night. I think that plays a huge part in. I mean, you also look at what. At the time of what Dana Bryan was doing and how high up in the card Brie Bella had a match with Stephanie McMahon on a SummerSlam. I mean, you could look at a lot of different ways. You could look at that kind of shit. So, but yeah, to me, I think there are so many people that could have the Divas Championship, and I can't say that that Nikki has done a terrible job progressing her character and her everything like that. I think she's.
You know who gets talked about?
In the ring?
You know who gets talked about in women's wrestling? The ones that are really good and the ones that are really bad. Yeah. And she's right in the middle.
Middle ground doesn't get talked about.
She's
just there. Yeah, she's just there. Yeah.
She's kind of... Yeah. She doesn't really do much of anything. She's not a bad athlete. She's not a bad wrestler. She
plays the true bitch heel.
Yeah, she hasn't really impressed me as a wrestler.
And not deserving of having a championship fucking run that long.
Right.
That's ridiculous. But now, obviously, with whether it be politics, whether it be just wanting to have AJ, not have that record anymore, with obviously her ties to an individual.
I would say Charlotte probably has to win this.
I mean, there's really no reason for Nikki to hold the championship anymore, honestly. I really think that they were just like, all right, we're going to get this fucking record out of the way, I guess. If we're going to do it, we'll throw it on Nikki, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I think I actually felt important that the Divas Championship match on Raw. It actually felt like there was something behind it. Having Flair be involved with all the promos and stuff like that beforehand. Having the little countdown, Stephanie coming out, stuff like that. It felt important, and I think it felt along the lines of what they're trying to get across with the whole Divas Revolution thing, and trying to get this, the young generation coming up against the tried and true divas and all that kind of shit. I think they got that across well. They just need to end all of these goddamn tag teams and little factions and shit. It's just so tiring and just overplayed already. They need to end that. So I think a right path here would give it to Charlotte. Go on that route. You could start having maybe some dissension between, the PCB chicks and, Charlotte winning the championship. Maybe have a Paige turn heel eventually down the road or something and say, hey, I originally started this shit. You shouldn't be champion of the end of that, include Sasha Banks into that kind of conversation and the Becky Lynches, and that could be some good stuff down the road. I think that you end this tag shit, you end all that kind of the little 3-team bull. It was overplayed in the first 3 weeks, and they continued to do it for a hell of a lot longer. But so hopefully Charlotte gets a championship here, go on and freshen up the Divas division and everything here, and start to include obviously how great Sasha's everything she's doing, and continue to do stuff down in NXT. We just watched this past episode really announced an Iron Woman match, a 30-minute Iron Woman match with Sasha Banks and Bayley, which is going to main event the NXT show, which is fucking awesome. I mean, that's insane. Like when it's literally like it's like, oh my god, this good luck pulling that. Like no, we're like, holy shit, that's something you look forward to, and that's something that's going to be really awesome. Obviously, with what they did at Takeover and that amazing match in our eyes is. No WWE women's match has ever touched that. Kind of peak. I mean, that's about the peak you get to, as that match goes, and so looking forward to that one too. But sure, add in the Sashas and the Paiges and stuff like that, included with Charlotte, and do more single stuff, not this tag stuff. So it could be some good stuff going into the future, and hopefully they continue that route.
Yeah, I agree with everything he has to say. I just feel like, I don't know what the reason behind this to keep the belt on Nikki. I understood before to break the record, but I almost feel like.
But see,
I almost feel like Nikki should win it, just because then you really get that vibe like they held off so she would win it.
Yeah, if she just drops the title, then it's like, yep, they just meant to try to.
Yeah, they meant to do that.
Another thing that makes me think that they did it because they just wanted to end AJ's thing is because they kept mentioning it was AJ's record, and they wanted to get rid of it to be like, hey, guess what? That was yours, now it's not, type of thing, and they get everybody to know like, well, who is the longest reigning champion? It wasn't AJ Lee, it's Nikki Bella. Remember that? Remember when Nikki Bella? So it's kind of.
So maybe I could flip flop. I think I'll go with Nikki Bella. I kind of feel like I think it would be silly for them because then because like I said, the fans are smart. The fans are smart and they're not idiots, and some of them are. Yeah. We are. We're fucking wrestling
retards.
geniuses.
Yeah.
We know a lot. We know a lot of shit about wrestling. Me in particular, more than him, obviously.
Right.
This guy. Just kidding.
I mean, he had a show where he called himself the Scientist. I mean, you gotta agree with that.
That's true. Hey, you want me to bring up that call I made on that last video? The one about Jon Stewart? You know that one? We'll let it go.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm going to change my mind. I think Nikki Bella. I think it would be silly for them to just give it to Charlotte now, because I feel like it would just kind of give away that they were holding on to it to let her have it. You know what I mean? So I'll say Nikki.
Next matchup, I just have it listed. I don't know. They'd have to do one of these around this time. We have the United States Championship on the line. Win champion Seth Rollins goes up against John Cena. Obviously, after Rollins winning both of the championships at SummerSlam. Now that I say this, I mean, just match quality-wise, this should be the main event. But, I mean, it's just one of those things. You just don't really know how they're going to flip-flop the significance of how they view it. The way that Raw has been booked, it's been booked all around Sting and Rollins, and Sting going for the championship and trying to win a championship he has never won in his entire, fucking career, and the most significant one he hasn't. But who knows with the way they book it. But obviously, after everything happening with Rollins getting both championships, it's been. I just don't really know. I mean, the booking of how everything has gone down since then has just been kind of I mean, it's just here or there, really. It's just, I really don't even know how to describe it, because it's just, you don't really know what route they're going to go. So you don't know what the proper thing to do, because you don't run into these situations that often. You don't run into them where you have both championships, obviously one of the higher, mid-card titles, and then having the world championship on one guy, and then where they go from there and how they end up booking it. We haven't seen it, and fucking Ultimate Warrior was the last one. And you think back to the last time that was significant championships, was back in, like 2001, when you had the two-man power trip with Austin and Tripp, and, with them holding the tag titles and then holding the IC title and holding the world championship, or with the WWF title with Austin. It was really the last time where you see all those fucking titles, wrapped up onto one thing, and how they end up going around booking it, and how they go around, tying off, dropping titles and this and that.
Would it be too big or important of a match to make it a triple threat? Just Cena, Sting, Rollins for the US and WWE title? Does that seem too big for Night Champions?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
I think that could have made...
I think that would make a hell of a lot more sense.
Yeah, I think tying Cena in there
the thing that makes the most sense is to get rid of the United States Championship.
Yeah.
I would just be in favor of just dropping that title and building up the IC title as being more significant.
Right. I don't know. I think they need to put it back on Cena. I feel like he needs some kind of purpose.
Yeah, I mean, I just felt like...
the whole him just feuding with guys thing.
Yeah. I mean, what he did with the United States Championship was great. I loved it. The open challenges were awesome.
I wasn't ready for that day, and I feel like he should get it back.
I think that was great. And I think the proper thing would have been to have Cena drop it to a guy like a Cesaro. Or have him, honestly, he should have dropped it to Battleground to Owens. That was the one that really should have went down. But to have it to drop it to one of those guys, I just don't know if once they got into SummerSlam and they booked it title for title, and it was just totally out of nowhere. They were just like, okay, it's going to be both the titles, and John Cena and Seth Rollins haven't feuded, since late last year, or I guess the beginning of this year, because they kind of had that triple threat obviously with Lesnar and stuff. But we're just going to go ahead and throw both titles and do title for title, going into SummerSlam. And it was just like, oh, holy, slow the fuck down there. It just seemed very rushed. And then it just kind of got clusterfucked with, Jon Stewart being involved, which, yes, Ryan called that. Got to give him props for that. As soon as he said it, I was like, God damn, they're going to fucking do that. So we'll give him props for that. But yeah, it just is all very, it's clusterfucky. And I don't like it because it's involved around, in my eyes, the best talent the WWE has, which is Seth Rollins, and one of the best talents in the world. And I don't like that it's clusterfucky around him, because you don't need to clusterfuck shit around him. You have the simplest thing that you need with the pure athlete and everything that he is, and the amazing performer that he is, to just clusterfuck it with all these titles, and it's just like, I just feel like it's just weighing down a lot of things because of how much is surrounding him.
Does it feel kind of like they're trying to force him to be the next big thing?
The usage of him having 2 championship matches in one night. I mean, you look at what they did.
Well, that's not the issue. I don't have an issue here.
No, I don't have it with either.
But I feel like what they're doing with him is what they were going to probably do with Roman Reigns, where they're considering him the next big guy, the next top talent.
Sure.
Where it doesn't, he's the best, and he's a great worker and can carry a main event, but it feels like they're forcing him like down our throat as the next big guy, which we already know that. You don't really need to have all this crazy nonsense going on where they always have these backstage segments with Triple H saying, "Prove to me you're the best," or "You're the number one guy," or have Triple H come out and "We're surrounding our company around Seth Rollins," and blah, blah, blah. Like, we understand as wrestling fans, we know who he is and how he is as a wrestler, and for them to, when John Cena was the guy, they didn't say, "He's the next big guy. He's the next blah, blah, blah." They never did it with The Rock. They never did it with Stone Cold.
I think that's along the lines of him being the arrogant heel, too. I think trying to get over that side of it as far as, like, I'm the fucking best. Look at me. Buff and puff and shit like that.
That makes sense, too.
And flying feathers out and shit like that and trying to say you're the best and stuff. That's along the lines of, I guess, the heel that he plays, too. But I just think he's the best. They know that he's the best thing they got. With Bryan out, with Punk being gone for how the length that he's been gone for, obviously, and that kind of that gap that he left because he was that guy. When Punk was there, and then after everything went down with him, and now he's done with the company and everything, and then you had Bryan, and he was the next guy, and then you had the injury and everything that plagued Bryan and everything, and now it's like, okay. Seth Rollins is the guy. You roll with him. And to me, WWE is the kind of company that's like, just use it and abuse it, man. If we got it and we know what works, we're going to throw him out there. And, we're going to have him work 2 fucking matches on the show because we know we can do it. We know we can pull it off. And we know it's going to be great. That's what they do here. And they can't fucking blame them. Can't fault them for doing it because, the one thing you just don't want to see is a guy that, obviously he didn't have the length of an indie career as like Daniel Bryan and the work that he put in and obviously the abuse on his body and guys like Joe and guys like Punk and guys like, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens and those kind of guys. So you don't want to see him get worn down in these kind of runs and having him work these kind of styles and stuff like that and having him not really get overworked. But hopefully we don't see it come to that point. But he's still a young guy and he can fucking do this shit every single day if he wanted to.
Yeah, I look for that to probably be the best match on the show.
That's easily this one should be the best match on the show as it was at SummerSlam too. I just don't know. I just don't know how they're going to go about ending up, out of this. How they come out of all this reign, how long they have Rollins run with the championship, how long they have Rollins run with the world championship in particular, and what they do with the United States title. I mean, could they just drop it off to Cena here? Sure. To me, every time they book these kind of matches where they got like, okay, all the stakes are on the line, you either see him lose all the titles or you see him retain the titles because they stack the odds against him. To me, I'm going with the latter. I think that he's going to retain both of the championships. I just don't know what route they go about doing it. Obviously, Sheamus plays a key factor in Sunday too with what he can be involved with and what they can do here. And God damn it. Jesus. I don't know anybody in the right mind that wants to see Sheamus with the World Championship right now with the talent that surrounds all of WWE right now, including NXT, including, the young talent that they have going to fucking put it on Sheamus. Like, but yeah, this should easily be, the match of the night here as predicted and the talent involved. But very interested to see how they go about booking all of this. But I'm giving away obviously the main event answer too. But I feel like just Rollins comes out with both of the championships and goes along the lines of proving that he is that guy that they keep trying to say. And then I think he needs a night where it's just like he ends the night dominant on top, and you kind of have those. They just need one of those nights where you kind of you come out and it could be a 12 or 13, 14-year-old kid, or it could be some older here or there kind of common fan that goes like, God damn, that guy's pretty fucking good type of thing, and where that's just the kind you don't have to tell us that, we already know that, but you kind of got to have one of those like stick it to you type of nights. So like, God damn, nobody could fucking take the shit from him. Like nobody's gonna do it. Shawn had that whenever he was heel back in the day, where he just kept winning because of his talent and because of the ways and the means that he could do it. But I think Rollins, could use one of those nights, this Sunday Night of Champions. I think it would go great lengths. But to how they end up going, out of that, who knows? But we have to wait till Sunday to see, if that even goes down. But in my eyes, that's how I see it going down. But we'll just have to wait and see. Don't want to give away too much to Sting and Rollins, because we'll get to that too. I guess just focus.
Yeah,
even though I kind of ramble like a motherfucker, but
I don't. Man, I have to see Cena. I feel like Cena has to walk away with the U.S. title here. There's literally nothing going on for him, like after this, where he just decides to continue feud. What is he gonna just feud with Rollins after this again?
Maybe this is his time to take off. Maybe it's time to take off for a bit. I mean, obviously with the injuries and stuff like that, it could be a perfect time because this is the lull period, and he's had some injuries that have started to stack up here and there. It could be a good time to take a little break and maybe come back around, towards the end of the year, beginning of the year.
I don't know. I feel like it would make the most sense for Rollins to walk out of here with both titles. I just don't know. I don't know. I feel like. I don't know.
Because I don't know. What's the purpose of because that's what they do. Stacking all the odds on him. He's got no chance to come out with, and then he comes out with one of the titles, and he just beats a 55-year-old grandpa, and what's the point of that? You know what I mean? Like, just the way they book it.
I think he's gonna lose both. God. They're gonna do that thing to him. I think they're just gonna have him lose both titles. I want to say that they wouldn't put the title on Sting.
Doesn't it need to be at a more significant show? Have him lose the world championship at a more significant show?
You think, though?
Yeah.
But look at Sting at WrestleMania. Look at the match he had. Look what happened with him with that. Look at how, leisurely he's been used. Yeah, they haven't made him like The Undertaker, how we thought. No. He's been around...
He hasn't even been, 2000 Sting.
Yeah.
He's going to be booked WCW 2000.
They use him just kind of leisurely, and, they don't make him seem important. No. But to me, I feel like this could have been in some kind of agreement. You have this match with me at WrestleMania. I beat you. We have a send-off. Months down the line, we give you the title. You go into Survivor Series. You face someone important, and then you lose it, or something. Or you beat a guy, and then for it, and then. I feel like Sting went. Here's what I think. I think Cena was going to win, and we'll get to the main event, and I'll explain what I think with that, but. I don't know. I just feel like wanting to make him credible. I just feel like they want to so bad, but I just have this horrible vibe about how they want to carry him.
Doesn't it just always seem like we're just sitting here talking about a show, and it's just talking about if they're ever going to just pull the trigger on making him more credible? Yeah. I just feel like that's what we continue to always say. Right. It's like, well, they're going to finally give him a clean one here. Are they finally going to go ahead and pull the trigger with that and start to, make him legit and stuff? And it just seems like they never do it. They just.
And that's the thing. That's the thing. I could sit here and be like, "Yep, this is going to be the time. It's going to happen every time.
Every time it's not.
Every time you think, oh, Rollins is going to beat Cena clean or whatever for the." You have both titles, and it's going to be a huge moment. No, Jon Stewart came involved. Jon Stewart. And, and did some stuff. Oh, you think Rollins is going to win it at this and blah, blah, blah. And then, blah, blah, blah. And then you have some bullshitty whatever happened. Could it be? They could. They could legit just let him beat both guys here and just end the show just like a badass. Knowing their booking, I just don't see it happening.
It's hard to see it with the way they booked him, too.
But yeah.
We'll get to the main event. I'll talk about that. Next matchup. Oh, goddamn. We have the Intercontinental title on the line when champion Mr. Back goes up against Kevin Owens. God damn it.
Mr. Back.
Oh, man. This feels like punishment to Kevin Owens. Does this not? Even though he has a championship match at a pay-per-view? God, this feels like punishment.
He's going to lose clean. He's going to lose clean to Ryback.
This is horrible. I mean, just... the ebb and flow and the peaks and valleys of Kevin Owens' start on the main roster is of the most ridiculous I have seen on a debut and a start of a career on the main roster. It is fucking ridiculous. First match, right out of the gate, beat John Cena 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring. Have another match, okay, Cena gets his win back.
Good match.
Great match. All of these were great matches with Cena. Get to Battleground, and that's when it started to went downhill. Because that was the one that they really, they fucked it up there. That should have been Owens' match. That he had to win the championship there. That was the right call. You could go on and feud him with Cesaro. I don't give a shit. As long as he's the title holder going into all these matches. That was the right fucking call there. But they just don't. And then they book him in the NXT stuff. He has a great match with Baylor, loses that, comes back to SummerSlam on a decently high-profile mid-card match with Cesaro, and who was built up, having great matches, week after week with Cena, and looking like he was going to start his push, and then drops off with Cesaro, and Owens goes ahead and beats, Cesaro there. Have another match, he beats him on Raw the next night, and then they just start this. It's like, what the fuck? It literally is like dartboards right now with Kevin Owens. You don't know what the fuck they're doing. You don't know if there's behind-the-scenes politics with stuff with guys that are for him, guys that are against him. And it literally looks like that, the way he's been booked. having to come in with Cena, that's an obvious start to what they were doing with, people that are behind him that want to see him succeed. And then you start doing bullshit where you drop the matches to Cena, and then he's dropping matches left and right and on weekly shows, and they're making fun of him because he's fat and this kind of shit. And it's just like, what the fuck are they doing right now with him? Because they're shit in the fucking bed and every other terrible thing you could do in your bed. Piss it, shit it, fucking drop some cereal in it when you're watching a movie late at night.
Because here's the thing, if he goes in here, here's what I see. They bring him in, they have him beat Cena, they do this whole big angle with him, it being a surprising thing where he,
from
beats
the underground.
it. Yeah, from the underground. He comes in, beats Cena, and it's just like, what the fuck happened? Blah, blah, run with that angle. Then they, chop him down. Then he loses the NXT title, and then they have him beat Cesaro. And then if he comes in here and he faces Ryback, to me, this just looks like we use him for a surprise moment. We dropped some belts off of him. We brought him to the main roster. We want to put him in the mid-card and have him do some stuff. And then they put him up against a WWE machine guy who's like a part of the system, and who they want to be their guys. And then he loses to that. To me, it feels like they're using and abusing independent talent, and Kevin Owens to a degree where if this guy really gets a main event push and he's on the microphone, when I ever watch promos with Kevin Owens and Ryback, the only thing I can think of is how fake Ryback sounds and how real Kevin Owens sounds. Yeah. Like Kevin Owens just plays himself.
That's Kevin Owens all the time.
Yeah, he knows that when the promo they had on Raw where Ryback was talking, and Kevin Owens is like, yeah, you sound blah blah blah, and he's just like talking with a normal tone, and just like, and Ryback just sounds like he's just like, I'm a robot, blah 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 blah. It was just Kevin Owens just knows it shit. Like I feel like he just is not an idiot. You know what I mean? But he's where he's at because he needs.
He's one of those guys. He's one of those guys like how Punk was. He knows the product. He knows what people want. He knows the average everyday guy that goes in and doesn't want to see fucking this, especially a Ryback. Doesn't want to see that kind of guy, and knows what to do. And he knows what to do. And he's amazing in the ring. And it's just unfortunate to just see what he's doing right now because, I hope it's already not into fucking, okay, now it's paying your WWE dues type of shit. Fuck that. That's just a waste of time. He's paid more dues than fucking Ryback has, making barbecue at his Kentucky fucking barbecue shack or whatever. I'll always go back to that. God, I don't know, man. It's frustrating. It really is just really fucking frustrating. But yeah, I could easily see Ryback just getting a clean 1-2-3 win and Owens making Ryback somehow look good. But this just looks like it could be just a massive clusterfuck.
This is one of those interesting matches to me where I feel like there's guys behind the scene where they're like, put the belt on Owens, do it, let's do it, let's Intercontinental Champion, let's have him go out there and have great matches. And then you got the other guys who don't like him and the Ryback supporters. No, we need this guy. He's the ultimate warrior of this generation kind of guy who's out there doing his fucking blah, 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 and the fans are behind him, feed me more, and all that goofy shit he does. It's just kind of a WWE machine guy against a independent, realism wrestler.
Yeah.
And, depending on how this match ends, you can really just see, like, okay, like, who's pulling strings. And
it could be the turning point of what you see Kevin Owens doing in the future and how he continues to either decline or progress.
Because he's either going to be used and abused as an indie talent who can help guys get better and never win, or he could end up like Dolph Ziggler, who should have been champion 4 years ago probably,
right.
And gets his knock to the wherever he's at. I don't even know where the hell
Days of Our Lives mid-card.
Right.
Just kind of fucking Jesus.
I'm going to say, man, it is really a toss-up. I mean, I feel like they're just really behind Ryback. I think he just has to win here.
Yeah.
I think if not, Kevin Owens gets DQ'd.
Yeah, something fucking...
I think maybe he gets DQ'd and the heat stays.
For some reason, I don't see him coming out with the title, though. And that's sad, because that's what should happen, but who knows. Next matchup, with the WWE Tag Titles line, when champions of New Day go up against the Dudley Boys. This is just... I'm looking forward to this. I don't know why. I just find myself really looking forward to this. The New Day, Jesus, man. Words cannot describe how they are the most entertaining thing when it comes to the 3 hours of Raw every single Monday. Whether it be, Seth Rollins going out there and putting on great work, obviously can't wait to see that kind of stuff, but the kind of shit that's been involved with all the storylines with him, it is all about the fucking New Day and just the pure amount of entertainment that they provide, and just, they make you fucking smile, man. They just make you laugh your ass off, and they just make you enjoy the amount of time that they are on your fucking television screen. Because to me, that they were kind of timidly going about doing things, and then they just set it off over the last month or so, and it's just Big E doing his whole dancing and bulging his fucking eyes out of his head. Kofi just being hilarious as a cocky, goofy comedic heel, and Xavier fucking Woods is just, oh god, he's just entertainment personified. He is just a ball of entertainment. Coming out there with the goddamn trombone and playing the shit every time they do a spot or something. He's playing shit. He's playing theme songs. He's everything. It's so entertaining. And bringing the Dudley Boys back in, which we have not talked about on the Pulse yet. I think that's a great addition. I think they look that one of my biggest things is whenever you bring an act in, if you want to say it like that, or you bring talent in that are from a different generation and from a different time. If they come in and they look like they're an older version of themselves, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
They look like literally 2000 fucking Dudley Boys when they come out there. The work is practically the same. They look exactly the fucking same. Every time I see them, it's like, god damn, I'm watching a 2000 Raw right now. Like, this is nuts. So I love it. I think it
adds credibility to the
yes, it helps add credibility, and one big thing I think is it helps form identities to a lot of tag teams that are kind of lost. When you have that kind of veteran presence of really the most historic and what is the fucking word I'm thinking of? Prestigious, yes. Tag teams in history. Being back on the roster, that's huge for young tag teams trying to find their way. And trying to be guided into what they're going to, and you can only imagine what that does behind the scenes, having guys like that, guys like the Dudleys be there for younger teams and helping them, get a rub off of them and work with them and stuff like that. That's, you got to think these young tag teams like the New Day and Primetime Players and, Lucha Dragons and fucking the Ascension and all those fucking teams that are involved. Los Matadores, all those young teams, have got to get so much more credibility being in there working with the Dudleys and learning from them and what they can provide. So I think it's a great addition, and I thought it was a great moment too, having them return on the New Day, which you can't. That's a perfect team to feud the Dudleys with. Just the hard ass kind of the background comedish, kind of obviously being brothers and obviously the way they are and all that kind of shit that the Dudleys are, and having them come in with the New Day and the New Day playing off the Dudleys, it doesn't get much better than that. I think it's been great. They really haven't played up a lot of what they could do. I think they could do a ton more down the road, but cannot say enough about what the New Day have done over the past month or so. I think they've just vaulted themselves into being just, a team that's really etching themselves in history as just being a great unit of just comedy and entertainment and talent. I mean, obviously, when you get in the ring, they've had some great matches too. So I think it's just a great combination with everything. It's just pure fucking entertainment. So really looking forward to this one. Could be some good stuff. I don't expect it to be amazing by any means, but could be quality tag matchup here. This is along the same lines as down the road. I think the Dudleys will eventually get the championships. I do not know if they do it here, but I think there will be a time where they will, and obviously going for the 10-time. They're talking about that 10-time tag team WWE tag team champions. Obviously, they've won tag titles all over the fucking world, but I think there's no doubt in my mind that they will end up winning the tag titles eventually. I don't know if they do it here, if they continue it down the road, what they end up doing. I really don't know. If you had to tell me to pick one, I'd say they continue it, and I'd say they have the New Day retain. I hope for that, because to me, I just think that they work so well with the tag titles. They're just so fucking obnoxious, and I think it's hilarious, and I think they add credibility. They are a team that add more credibility having the titles on them, because they could say, hey, we're the fucking champions, and they play off of their ridiculous cocky, comedic, heelish shit with the titles, because they can brag and shove it in your face and stuff like that. Whereas, you don't have the titles, then you can't really have that braggadocious type of, side to their characters. And I think it's great to have them with the titles. So I hope they continue with them, but I eventually see the Dudley Boys getting the titles and having a little run, in the coming future. But looking forward to those.
Yeah, I'm going to say I think the New Day retains here as well. I feel like they'll probably still feud, and I feel like time down the line, I think they'll probably end up doing like a tables match or something.
Right.
I feel like it could be interesting if they end up doing maybe a 3-on-3. Maybe they kind of like do a special bring back Spike or something. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I think that'd be kind of interesting. Do like a 3-on-3 table kind of thing. I think that'd be kind of a cool throwback style match. But yeah, New Day. In the beginning, when these guys were obviously doing the whole face thing, and the crowd hated it and couldn't get behind it as them as faces, and it was just, man, it was bad. And then they flipped it, and from the first time they flipped it, and then they started trying to be being heels. I knew that they were going to try to. I didn't realize how douchey they were going to get and how obnoxious, they were going to get, and how hilarious it was going to be, right. Or whatever. But I started kind of jumping on the bandwagon early, and I was just like, oh God, if they really just let these guys go, and just do some stuff, and then they just kept progressively getting more obnoxious and more out there.
The tipping point was really SummerSlam. SummerSlam was the tipping point for the New Day.
Right.
Everything they did in that match was just fucking hilarious.
Right. They even got, their own little things going on. The referring to everything as booty. I feel like whenever I might just start using that as if a match sucks. That match was
pure beauty. Beauty.
Beauty or booty.
Beauty or beauty. That should be just a segment we have. Beauty or booty.
Yeah. I'd just be like, yeah, that match was straight booty.
That was straight booty, bro.
But yeah, I like it.
That's legit. I like that
legit.
a lot. I don't know how we haven't come up with that before.
I don't know, man.
It's that PhD with Xavier Woods. He's got the one-upsmanship on us.
There it is. He's got us. Yeah, I think New Day retains here. Good, fun match, and this is one of the matches I'm more excited for this.
Right.
This show.
Next matchup, we have a 6-man tag match. Oh shit, I was not trying to double up on tag match, but I did it. We have a 6-man tag match. I royally fucked over trying to build this card up. A 6-man tag match with the Wyatt family going up against Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, and a mystery partner of Shield .0 2.0 choosings. I said that fucking retarded. We have not gotten to talk about the addition to the Wyatt family of one Braun Strowman. Oh man, do we have some stuff to say about Braun? Jesus. When I first saw it, it was hilarious because obviously they had that show in Brooklyn. It was the show after SummerSlam, and they still had it in Brooklyn. And they had the guy come up on the ropes, and there was like the whole anticipation, and he had the black sheep mask on, and everybody like, and they took it off, and I was like, who are you?
What?
Just a giant ass fucking tree is who he is.
Oh God, he's such a tree.
Jesus. Former strongman is Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman, former strongman.
Braun Strowman.
Braun Strowman,
former
strongman. Real Mortis.
Not everyone will know.
Yeah, no.
But we know.
About. We know. That's all that matters. So also a former party mate of Adam Rose.
He's a rosebud.
He's a former Rose buddy. Yep. As I said, I think I sent the. I don't know how to make memes. Is that what they're called? The memes, the pictures with the video.
I just can't. I can't. I'm Braun Strowman.
Braun Strowman, come see the strongman.
Braun Strowman,
world strongman. Literally lift 4 goats and a chicken with a cow on top.
You can continue. I just kept thinking it in my.
That up. That is true. I just think of old 1920s carnival now.
Yeah.
Braun Strowman.
Braun Strowman.
Come get your pretzel and watch the strongman Strowman.
Strongman Strowman. Oh shit.
Yeah, I wish I could. I don't know how to make them, but I wanted to send Ryan a meme as soon as I saw him because my dad showed me a picture. He's like, "Oh yeah, he was with Adam Rose." I was like, "Oh God." And then I saw obviously with him with the Wyatts. I'm like, Braun Strowman, follow the bunny. Got the buzzards, motherfucker. Follow the bunny.
Funny.
Yeah, I don't know. Luke Harper fits perfectly. I think Luke Harper literally looks like he could be Bray Wyatt's like fucking cousin. I just don't know. To me, I feel like it's just a guy. They just hey, grow a beard. We're gonna put you with these guys. Unlike Luke Harper, who's like, hey, you have a beard and you look like him. We're gonna put you with him.
Hey guy, we want to use you.
Hey, guy,
I've never seen this guy wrestle ever.
No, we don't want to see him ever wrestle again, but unfortunately we have to. He has a really, like, Bray Wyatt has a baby face, but this guy has a ultra baby face.
I want to see him with no facial hair.
I don't want to see him.
I want to see him with no facial hair and no hair.
Yeah, no hair.
Oh my god. You would look like, what's his name? Oh god. Gene Snitsky.
Yes.
When he shaved all his...
He really does look like a giant Gene Snitsky, dude. Oh my god. Jesus, that just hit me. He literally looks like Gene Snitsky. That's perfect. I don't know. I think one thing the Wyatt family needs is it needs to be what it started as. It needs to be a cult. It needs to have a shit ton of people in it. It needs to have Bray Wyatt sitting in front of him doing his little pose and the follow buzzard things with like fucking 12 guys behind him, and they're just all random as fuck and they don't fit together. They're all like misfits and shit, and they just need more people. So I think he'd be fine if he was a backup guy, but not as the third of three. Being a part of it, I don't know. To me, they already got their big guy because Harper fits that perfectly. I think he's just perfect with them. Why not just put Bo Dallas with them? I mean, honestly, at this point, why the fuck not? I mean, what the hell is he doing? You can add in the brother angle and add him, Brother Bo or whatever the fucking shit you want to do.
They call him Brother Bo.
Brother Bo, dude. Or you could do the tag team that we want to put him in and do just
Ty Dillinger.
Bo Leave in the Perfect 10. Bo Leave and bow ties.
Bow tie.
Bow tie. Put Bo Dallas with Ty Dillinger as bow tie. That's
just
genius.
Have him motivational.
And just have him be motivational. Reach for the stars, man. That would be
We're
genius.
10s.
Perfect 10s, and you could bow leave it bow tie.
just.
Oh God, that would. What is that?
Is that a bow tie?
Just.
It's their pose. That has to be the...
I hope that's the fucking screenshot for us. We'll just sit here for 5 minutes until it is.
Okay.
Just why not do that? And to me, I think another thing he needs, Bray Wyatt needs like different, it doesn't sound fucking weird, but he needs different body types with him. If you're gonna stack him with just a bunch of just big ass dudes, it's gonna start to look almost gay. Like he's just got a bunch of like just huge muscle bound dudes with I like my boys with me. Come on now. Like, if they threw Bo Dallas in there, he's kind of like the
Shane Douglas?
Yeah, what? I don't know what
the newly franchised Wyatts.
I want to see the Wyatts when they're newly franchised. Jesus. I don't want to see another Shane Douglas matchup with the Shane Douglas match that we just fucking saw.
Can't handle. Oh, God.
The randomness it's at its
those of you who, he does not watch Game of Thrones, but if you watch Game of Thrones, you know Braun Strowman looks like Sam Tolley.
I don't know.
I'm going to show you a picture of that guy afterwards.
I'm sure it'll probably look like him. My gosh. I want to see just a side-by-side picture of Gene Snitsky with a beard and him, because I swear to God, that's spot on. But yes, I don't know. They just need more people. I want it to be a cult. I want it to be just ridiculous and him to come out with just like fucking
like a Raven's flock.
The Ministry of Darkness type of thing, with Taker. Taker had a bunch of guys. It added to Taker's mystique because everybody was lesser than him, and he was the one that always stuck out. Bray Wyatt, it doesn't matter how many people you put in a crowd with him, he'll stick out of that just because of I don't know, just how great he is and everything that he exudes in his character and everything. Just as for this whole little Shield redo, no, man, we are both on board with Dean Ambrose just needing to just end everything he's doing right now and just redo everything, please. We couldn't be more tired of it. It's just so fucking watered down of what it could be. There's so much potential that Dean Ambrose could be doing right now if you guys even knew. And I know there's people out there that do and know what potential, obviously everything that Jon Moxley was and, coming into WWE.
You're looking at loose cannon Brian Pillman in the main event.
Literally, yeah. I mean, to the point to where he is in the main event now, and like, it's unfortunate what they're doing and how much they're wasting with him because God, there's so much there, and if they just cut it loose and just let it go, it'd be great. Instead, we get Dean Ambrose as, Roman Reigns' drinking buddy after they just got done watching a game of Buffalo Wild Wings. Because that's literally what Dean Ambrose comes off as, and it's like totally the opposite of what he actually is and has ever been, as far as characters and stuff like that. He's the titty master, bro. He's the fucking titty master. He doesn't do that shit. Fuck. As for the mystery partner, there's been a lot of speculation and a lot of names being tossed up. Obviously, Mark Marrow being one of them. The franchise Shane Douglas being one. Just what other names have been? Dean
Chester
Malenko. Let's hope
Cheesington.
we're Dean Malenko, Roderick Strong's father.
Chester Cheesington.
Yep, that's one. Who is
Al Glacier now?
Steve Mongo Gordo McMichael.
Watch a
I'm
lot
sorry,
of
we have been watching a lot of old school random ass wrestling. It's
WCW
it's a tradition now of ours throughout the week, or through or one day a week that we just go watch old random pay per views. We are in April of '97 right now. We started in the beginning of '97. At least together we did, and we were watching that show. Oh my god, it's just great stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Like we were talking beforehand, pre-production. The perfect name is Samoa Joe. I mean, he's the perfect guy to throw in this situation. To add him into the main roster, to get him kind of infiltrated. And he fits perfectly with that. You could tie in the Samoan background, with Roman Reigns. You could tie in, obviously there's indie background stuff, obviously with what Joe's done, and Moxley and all that kind of stuff too. But he's just the perfect guy. He fits in both of them. He's a hard ass. That's kind of what they're coming off as. And he'd be one of those guys that if they came out, the Wyatts would be like, oh shit, type of thing. Instead of like somebody else coming out and be like, okay, we'll go ahead and take care of him. But he's an intimidating force.
It can't be a main. I just feel like it can't be a main roster guy. I think the rumor mill is floating around Baron Corbin. Let's hope not on Baron Corbin, because that makes zero sense. If Baron Corbin is
besides the fact of the douchiness of Ambrose and Reigns right now, because that fits perfectly.
Yeah, because that makes no sense. Like he's a heel and they ring him with faces. That doesn't make any sense. It can't. I just feel like it can't be a guy who's on the main roster. I feel like Cesaro got tossed around, possibly Daniel Bryan, but maybe that's not. He's not. It's not time for him.
I think if Daniel Bryan's able and capable of competing, they should hold off till the Rumble for him.
Yeah,
then just get him healthy, get him in good shape. Let's see, Buzz shave his head and trim up everything and look like a total fucking hard ass and come out. We want him to change a look. We were talking about that too. That's random wrestling. But
I feel like Joe makes the most sense
perfect
here. I think they just have to have. It has to have an element of surprise to it. It can't just be what? It's Cesaro.
Right.
No. That doesn't make any sense.
Stop doing that.
Braun Strowman,
Strowman, come see the strong man. Braun Strowman lift 4 women on top of his arms and then eat a cupcake.
Got anything to say, Braun? Braun Strowman!
Braun Strowman. Coming this Sunday to Carnival area. Oh my god, I sound like Terrence and Phillip right there.
I was like, what?
A little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I want to say with the mystery partner that Reigns, Ambrose, and the mystery partner win. I think that makes the most sense, honestly.
God, they won at SummerSlam.
The Wyatts did?
No, Ambrose and Reigns did.
Yeah.
God, just what is the point of that? I mean, this whole thing is just, it's useless. It literally, they already did it with Shield and the Wyatts. Why do it with off-brand Shield versus a
off-brand Wyatt?
Off-brand Wyatt, Like, why do that? I don't... But again, it's that lull period, and they got nothing else better to fucking do. I got a better thing for Bray Wyatt to do. Coming up in this next match, he should be holding the goddamn Money in the Bank briefcase, because he'd be a perfect fucking person to cash in besides fucking Sheamus. Jesus. Winner, I don't... To me, I mean, adding in the mystery partner, it just makes it... Like, why would you have him in and then do that and then lose? Like, it's built around... Yeah, it's built around them...
And then why even have a mystery partner and have it be... I'm not saying Cesaro's bad, I'm just saying...
No.
Why have it just be some random...
generic, guy that's on the regular roster.
Right.
Why?
Yeah, and it just, to me, doesn't make any sense,
No, because that's not worthy of holding off on. You could have just announced that last
It's
Monday.
gonna be Cesaro.
Could have just announced that last Monday on SmackDown.
Doesn't make any sense either because Cesaro is not doing anything with the Wyatts. Has nothing to do with
them.
Yeah, like
not that Joe does, but I mean he could build up.
Right.
Do Joe and Wyatt. God, that'd be sick down the road.
Right, and then the thing is like they brought Strowman in, nobody knew who he was. They brought Joe in. He was doing nothing. He was in NXT floating.
And nobody on the main roster knows of Joe.
Right.
So that it would make a lot of sense. And yeah, to me, if it's somebody that's on the main roster, yeah, it makes absolutely no sense. But to me, this whole thing is just kind of whatever. Next up, as I have it written on here, who knows how the hell WWE's going to end up doing it. We have the WWE World Championship on the line. In the second match of the night, champion Seth Rollins going up against Sting. Did anybody not see Sting being underneath that fucking lifted up thing that was going to be Seth Rollins' statue? I mean, God, that was just so predictable. Having him.
I felt like it was going to be somebody, but I did not know who.
Well, with everything that they were doing with Sting and being involved with Rollins and the Authority, I mean, it just seemed like it was just so predictable to me. But, just whatever. I mean, Sting is doing his little thing and putting his little mask on Seth Rollins' statue and throwing it into the dump and then holding on to the truck like he's the Joker going through Gotham City.
God, that was horrible.
That was really bad.
That promo he had in the ring was great. The
promo in the ring was fine. Then he's like peeking up behind the camera and he's like
the weird segments with the trash truck.
It was just bad.
It was. I thought the idea of him stealing the statue was a good storyline, and I think it kind of was cool and made sense with the vigilante stole the thing, but the whole, it just seemed like it was just drag assy and then just like he was just riding off on the side of the trash can. I'll see you next Sunday.
The one thing that pissed me off the most is why wasn't Rollins going after the statue? He just sat there and watched the screen. Like he was doing this whole thing.
Wasn't it all through the night, different little cuts? Oh, he didn't know where it was.
Oh yeah, I guess he didn't know where. But then they showed in the back, and he was like dicking around the whole time, and he would know where that's at, but he just sat there and watched it. Why? What?
I just have a lot on my plate.
I got a lot on my plate right now. That was great. God, that face down with Edge and Rollins. Oh man. I don't like any of this. It just seems very throwaway-ish. It just seems very
here's the vibe I get.
That's the problem. It's like you should care because the way they have booked Sting from day one has been atrocious. It has been so bad. Because when I first, I don't think you ended up going to Survivor Series, did you? You didn't go where he came in then. When he first came in, I was like, this is going to be fucking awesome. Like, they're going to book him like WCW Undertaker, like how he was. They were going to book him like just a hard ass. Like, he looked like he was in better shape. Obviously he didn't look like to the point of what he was back in the day, but, neither does the Undertaker. But they find ways to make him look epic, and they find ways to make him look fucking awesome. And, I thought this was going to be great, and then it's just literally the last 3 weeks of WWE, he's coming out in his t-shirt, he was wrestling the Big Show. I'm like, this is terrible. And I mean, I get, Tripp winning at WrestleMania, whatever, that's fine. I wasn't a fan of the handshake afterwards, that was kind of cheesy, and they just all seemed like they were just like, we want to get the Attitude Era out on the screen for this 20-minute period and just showcase it. And I think it worked for as far as entertainment value, but everything else that he has done has just been, it's just god-awful, man. I wanted something so much more epic from Sting, and to be produced that way, and to have WWE and their amazing, editing and video package kind of guys and stuff like that to just make him out to be just this mystique and this fucking just Undertaker-like badass, like where he doesn't talk that much, he's mysterious like how he was back in the day, and he came off, intimidating still to the point, Undertaker still does it too, but they just don't. He's just out there like it's, TNA Sting, and he's already wrestling in t-shirts again. Watch out.
Did Brock Lesnar just disappear? What happened? Did he just leave? He just didn't.
He was gone after he took out Bo Dallas. I think he F5'd him 90 times.
Oh yeah, he's wrestling Big Show at that Madison.
Yeah, and he's wrestling Big Show at the Madison Square Garden. He's just gone. Yeah. But yeah, going back into hiding. But yeah, it's really unfortunate because this isn't the way. they just needed to redo everything because they've already got him to the point where it just looks like a 2010 TNA Sting, and that's all it looks to me. And he's facing off against the hottest thing when it comes to professional wrestling, and especially in WWE, and Seth Rollins, and possibly having a 55-year-old man beaten down and fucking broken, as whatever you want to say it. Don't really even need to say beaten down broken. He's 55 fucking years old and he looks it. Going in there against Seth Rollins. And how are you going to try and tell me that's believable with how you've produced Sting? Not how Sting's career is, how his career has, not progressed, but how his career has kind of laid a groundwork of how big that character is and how important that character is, and to what WWE has done to it. Is a shell of what his career actually is and has been, and how epic a lot of the shit that he did back in the day really was. Because there's just no believability to me. If you have Sting beat Seth Rollins after what Triple H did to him after that match and how he looked in that match, and you're going to tell me that he's going to go in there and beat Seth Rollins for the championship, there's just no conceivable way. I mean, Seth Rollins will try his best to look intimidated and look scared, but why should he? I mean, honestly, he's going to, I don't know. When you stack them up, I don't care how cowardish or cowardly, I guess I should say, or heelish or whatever the way you want to do it. There's no believability in Sting beating Seth Rollins. I can't see it, and I just don't believe it. With the way that they have produced him and the way that they have booked him, I don't see that. If you would have did it a different route, if you would have booked him the proper way and made him look like he was WCW Undertaker and that fucking badass, then yeah, I could possibly see that. But I don't see this, and I can't see it happening. There's possible, obviously talk of, cash in with Sheamus. As I said earlier, hope that doesn't fucking come to fruition because, good God, that could be fucking horrible, having him be the world champion. Just no, please. And hopefully Seth Rollins, comes out with at least this championship. If he drops the U.S. title, that's fine, but hopefully he better come out with the WWE championship here. But there's no other reason except for, hey, we're going to give you that little run for the time being. Because that's the only thing that I could see, but fucking Jesus, I hope not.
Yeah, I'm on board with how you feel. I'm not really sure. Part of me just feels like I feel like they want to just give Sting his title, give him his one win. I feel like some kind of agreement I felt like was made. If you do this and do this and do this for us and blah blah blah, we'll give you your title win from us, and then the next day on Raw you'll lose it or something. You know what I mean? I just feel like that's how his title run's going to be, or he'll keep it till Survivor Series, and then maybe they have Sting and Taker have a match at Survivor Series, in the main event, and that's what's going to draw people into Survivor Series. Who knows? Who knows what the game plan is, obviously. But the main thing I see with this show here, more than recent shows, is I feel like there's a lot of matches on here and a lot of outcomes for matches I feel like that could possibly happen are there for them just to do it. It's there to do it, just to do it. Just having, it has no relevancy to what's actually happening. They're just having things happen just to happen. There's no reason for these things to happen. If Charlotte beats Nikki Bella, that to me just proves that they held off on purpose, and that could, obviously that's fine, but then they just gave her the title just to give it to her. Just, oh, here's your title, here you go. And then that's it. Obviously they haven't had a real big feud between Charlotte and Nikki Bella built up, but they didn't, obviously just gave the title to Paige when she won it the night after just to do it. You know what I mean? They just did it. Same thing with the Dudleys. The Dudleys come in and we beat the New Day for the tag team titles right away. Are they just doing it just to do it? Just because? There's no, obviously they're having a feud, but are they just doing it just because? Same thing with the mystery partner. If it's not somebody outlandish or Joe, if it's just a random person, why even have a mystery partner? What's the point of that? Same thing with the end. If Sting beats Rollins, are you just want Sting to be the champion just to do it? Just to have some kind of moment? Yeah. To me, the thing I see with this is just everything feels, there's a lot of matches and different things. Even Ryback and Owens. I don't even know the point behind that match. Obviously, they wanted to have the title on the line and have some kind of credible person against him. But To me, if Charlotte wins, the Dudleys win. If the mystery partner isn't somebody like big or outlandish or something, important,
Deserving of being a mystery partner.
Then yeah, and then if Sting doesn't, win or whatever, or Sting does win, then why? What's the point? Just to do it? Just to do it? Just to do it, I guess. I don't know. So, I'm going to say Rollins, I feel like he has to retain here. I just feel like giving Sting the title just to do it, it just seems irrelevant. Like, why? Why would you just give him... There's no...
And to me, there's no... This is just like what they did with Taker and Lesnar. There's no good way out of this. Well, to me, there was a good way out of it. The way they ended up booking the very last segment of Taker and Lesnar, where they added to, where Lesnar just passed out and didn't tap or didn't do anything, just put a middle finger. That's how they should have booked it. But they didn't go about that. They ended up clusterfucking the shit out of that. But there's just no right way to book it. Because, Sting, still being where he is and being the name, in this business, deserves to at least be some sort of fucking vocal point if you're going to bring him in, and deserving to be, at least put over as that name, because he deserves it. And the career that he's been, that he went through and finally being in WWE and deserving of something like that. And then you have... How would you have Sting beat Seth Rollins, though? So there's, no proper... Because you don't
If he wins clean, then you're saying a 55-year-old man who wrestles once every couple of years beat a guy who's one of the most athletic and one of the most...
Champions ever.
Yeah, literally the perfect
Probably
package.
the most athletic world champion in WWE history.
Yeah.
Besides probably Brock Lesnar or Kurt Angle.
Yeah, I'm just saying, as in general, a perfect,
a 27-year-old
perfect combination, prime wrestler, other than Shawn Michaels or maybe Kurt Angle, I literally can't see a total package of a wrestler that's held the title.
Yeah, Shawn Angle. Probably.
John Cena has gotten there as a wrestler over the years, but that was the one thing he had always lacked. Seth Rollins has everything. Right. So for Sting to come in and just win, I don't know. It just feels like it'd be done just to be done, in my opinion.
Right. And then you look back at Sting's career, when Sting was Seth Rollins' age, or whatever case you want to say. What you got there?
Food.
Got a little sausage. Don't trip over the cord, please. Thank you. Back when Sting was Seth Rollins' age and having a guy come into, because Sting at the beginning of his career was a hot young commodity, a lot along the same lines as Seth Rollins was. Everything he did with Steamboat and Flair and all those kind of guys back when he first started his major run and the colorful face paint and all this and that. You bring a guy in like that and they'd be like, fucking no, you go with Sting in that route. This is you don't fuck around. Don't get stupid with it. Don't give fucking Sting the championship here.
Right.
I don't give a shit if you say, it's for a little run. No, put him in the Hall of Fame. There's your due. You don't need to be fucking around with the championship when you got guys that are trying to establish their fucking legacies and their huge names in this fucking business, which Seth Rollins is doing right now. You don't fuck around with that. I don't even know what kind of match we get out of that.
This show's real weird, and
yeah. It can be super sketchy, too.
To me, this, when I look at this on paper and I think about it in my head, I think, God, there is going to be... It's just...
It's going to be a fun review.
It's just going to be a lot of random nonsense.
Yeah.
Nonsensical things happening. Yeah. And to me, that's what bothering me more than anything. They just threw this stuff together on here, some of this stuff, just to do it.
Yeah.
And if, like I said, some of the outcomes happen, the way that I think they happen, or, even have... Like we said, Sheamus cash in. This card could be super clusterfucky, and
it has the makings to be something scary.
Yeah, it could be real bad. This show could be real bad.
Really scary on paper. It's looking, but it looks like pure entertainment to watch and sit and get down and get down with it and see what ends up happening. Because good God, when you get all of our asses down here watching something like this, it could just be only pure entertainment.
Right. The people who sit through all these long videos that we do, congratulations. For making it this far.
You are some...
I hope it doesn't feel like...
You are some Pulse soldiers.
It doesn't feel like a 3-hour Raw without TiVo.
No.
Where you have to sit through the whole
I just feel like it would be like an hour-long just segment of the New Day. I
Yeah.
think that's what I hope we are.
Right.
Probably not even close.
Turn up the notch.
Turn up that what? No.
The notch.
Braun Strowman! Come see the strongman Strowman lift 4 cows on top of his head and literally hold him there for 4.5 days. Strowman!
Braun Strowman!
Braun Strowman! Get your funnel cakes here. Yep. That's what we've been doing for the last 3 hours, babe. How long has this video been going on?
I think
Is there a rhino on your...
Oh, by the way, I want to show you guys this. My phone was ringing and doing different stuff while this video was going on. My mom tagged me on Facebook a picture of this baby elephant, and it said, "At birth, baby elephants weigh around 250 pounds, making them the biggest babies on the earth right next to your bitch ass." That's my mom. My mom tagged me in that.
Yes. That's awesome.
I was like, what? My mom tagging me and stuff. What?
Good shit. All right. I think we've probably gone our length of time that we need to. We could probably go for another half hour.
Braun Strowman!
Braun Strowman! Come see the Strowman!
Strowman
Canada.
with 15 boxes of wooden dildos. That's it. That's my one good joke for the day. I would be joking a lot more, but
Does anybody
I'm
else?
tired.
Does anybody else think that Lex Luger has too many daughters?
Okay, if you made it this
think
long,
Lex
I
Luger
do
has
want
too many
to
daughters.
ask you guys a question. If you get this far into the video,
Now it's like one of those CDs back in the 2000s where they just put extra little blurbs towards the end of a song, and it's a 15-minute song, and you never know how long the song goes for, but you're the 4 minutes oh cool, and then you stay along for the 3 minutes, and there's just random blurbs of shit at the end of it,
random
nonsense at the end of it.
Here's what
we're to that point right now.
How many of you, if you made it this far, congratulations if you did, would be interested in myself and J-Man, maybe another person,
Possibly Braun
Strowman, doing a wrestling version of Mystery Science Theater.
Yes.
If you guys do not know what that is, it is a
Look it up.
TV show of it's kind of hard to explain. I won't go in deep detail, but essentially it's just a guy and some people's voices playing robots, and they're sitting in a theater and they're making fun of old shitty movies.
They're shitting on B science horror
old shitty movies.
Look it up if you haven't seen it. It's genius.
We've thought about doing our own version of that with wrestling
old wrestling.
with a wrestling pay-per-view.
I'll tell you right now, trial series that we have every single Wednesday when it's Boy Day down here and we watch our old wrestling.
Yeah.
It is Mystery Wrestling Theater 3000 is off to a hot start. That's for sure. With the random hilarity that we find in just watching wrestling together, because it's just what we do. We've sat through so many matches of just watching them and trying to analyze, or just watching them to watch them. Now we just watch them just to find hilarity in them.
Right. If you want to laugh your ass off, watch the first ECW pay-per-view.
Oh my Lanta!
We watched the first ECW pay-per-view. I've seen it years ago.
Yeah, a long time
we
ago.
we rewatched it. Oh my god, laughed so hard some of the stuff we were talking about.
Old WCW, that's gold, man.
Old
That
WCW is rough.
Holy
some of it
shit, it is gold. It's a fun time if you got the time to do it. I mean, I think you deserve. If you have the WWE Network, it's what you owe it to yourself as a wrestling fan to just watch some of that shit, or just find the time to just check out old shit. And we're locked into storylines back in the early the Attitude Era time and the early '97 we're in right now, and. We're going to try and go to the end of WCW, and that's our goal, which would be the end of ECW 2. We added in ECW 2 when we were watching. I was like, April 97, we're at that time, and I texted him one day. I was like, the first ECW pay-per-view was 97. We're like, oh, we just added another company that we have to watch now. So,
it's kind of cool to see a comparison
it's
of
a lot of fun.
what companies were doing at the time.
Especially because we were both, we both grew up, watching when we were, 5, 6, 7 years old. So obviously watching now in our mid-20s, it's a completely different experience, and it's just it's really fun to go back and watch and just kind of see the differences of what you remember as a kid and what you see now as an adult. It's pretty fun stuff, and as we said, we find just random hilarity to just laugh our fucking asses off with and compare things or who they look like or what this is or that is or what they're doing, and it's good times, making great memories as well. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here now because now it's just gotten excessive.
I feel like this has been longer than an hour.
Might be the longest video ever. No,
I told you before.
Yeah, so it's pretty long. Who gives a shit? Yeah, this will now wrap up our WWE Night of Seth Rollins 2015 review. Be sure to check out our preview. be sure to check out our review after the pay-per-view Sunday at probably 2 o'clock in the morning on Monday.
And the after show carnival.
And the after show carnival featuring Braun Strowman and his master. I fucked it up. And his ability. Oh God, I don't even know. I'm trying to think of something. And his amazing feats of strength. That's what I was trying to find.
There it is.
It was down there somewhere, and I found it.
Braun Strowman and his box of wooden dildos.
Come see Braun and his box of dildos.
Wooden
dildos.
Wooden dildos.
Get your funnel cake. Yep. For my partner Ryan, I'm liking the white T-shirt, black sweatshirt. Is that an Adidas sweatshirt too?
Yes.
Oh my God, he's Adidas out. Where is he? He's got his black and white Adidas too. Yeah, definitely. Did I mention that I'm a month away from getting married? Did I say that too? We'll just go out and stay here for as long as we want. It's like fucking sideshow hour. With
Here's
the
why
boys.
people like us, okay?
People like us?
People like us and watch our videos is because we do not take what we are doing too seriously. We're doing it as having fun, buddies talking about wrestling, and we're not like, here's my paperwork and blah 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 and gotta have this. No, shut your mouth, don't talk, it's too loud, blah blah blah. There's shit going on everywhere. Let me check my phone. I'm gonna drink a drink. No, we're not like a news team, so we don't just sit here and just like do things by the book. So I think it's more casual.
Casual Carino.
The fact that we're sitting at a table and have a logo behind us is just, that's just because we're
hard. Are we hard? No. We try hards.
good. The young
Young
tryhards.
tryhards.
That's just production level. That's just us trying to just be cool. But we could sit here without anything, honestly.
Is this still recording? I hope. Cool.
Okay. We could sit here without anything and
We can just try and make the longest video ever, and we talk about nothing. We're just on here talking about movies now and shit. Oh fuck!
You're at an hour and 17 minutes.
That's not even close to our longest video yet.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
But yeah.
Oh fuck.
Yeah,
we
just
don't-
in general,
We
yes.
don't give two fucking shits, man. We don't care.
You ready to go?
I think we go now. I got nothing else to talk about. I guess we go watch some old wrestling. That'll be fun. What was this show? Night Champions. So yeah, be sure to check out a review.
Don't worry, it won't be like this.
That'll be Sunday. No, we might have somebody else with us. Maybe not. Who knows? It could be like this. It could be even worse than this, judging by what.
Depending on how the card
Depending
goes.
on how the card
If this happens the way I think some
we
stuff.
see it happening.
If everything that I do not want to happen happens, you could see me rage mad
Oh
hard.
my god. I'll just say this. I don't even know the level of how fucking angered and fucking mad I will be if Seth Rollins loses the World Championship to Sting and Sting loses the World Champion. I don't even know what I'll do. I might just furiously...
do a whole review
I might
without
just
a shirt.
furiously masturbate in the corner and just angrily and just try to stick my dick in a socket or something or just... I'll do something ridiculous.
Harsh.
I might just just do it shirtless, pantless, something.
Yeah.
I'll do my whole video without my glasses on.
What if we just actually sit on the table, Indian style?
Indian style, punk promo style. I'd do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might do that. You never know.
We'll just pipe bomb
That's
the
the
video.
level. That's the level of our anger. We're gonna fucking sit Indian style on the top of our table. That's how fucking mad we are.
We just like laid on the just.
Side to side.
We'll think about it.
We'll figure it out. We'll have something for you. That's for damn sure. But that'll be Sunday, so be sure to check that out. As my fiance puts a miniature Sheamus doll on the side of our camera. Yeah, he's right there. Yeah, it's probably fucking our focus on our camera up super hardcore right now, but who gives a shit?
It's in the middle.
I don't know why we have that, but we have it, and Kristen plays with it every now and then, and we don't see.
Okay.
It is your fave. Yep. So
It feels like we can't get out of here. It feels like we're stuck. Like we're stuck here. We just can't.
we're just like in a fucking
we
box.
can't finish the
We're like,
video.
well, we have no idea how to finish this video anymore. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here now.
Should we just?
For my partner Ryan,
Should we get him walk away?
should we just not even just? I'm James, man.
Are you?
Am I?
Question mark?
Braun Strowman?
Braun Strowman!
Braun Strowman!
Don't-
See the strong man!
Don't mind my pants.
Compete at the Strongman Strowman!
I actually, my pants are undone because I ate pork steaks earlier, so. Oh, for the love of God.
Yeah, this is gonna end badly.
Oh, is it? Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me get this going real quick here. Get this. Is this on?
Braun Strowman!
Oh, well, I was trying to get it to go down so I
Mastermind.
could vacuum. Hold on, I gotta vacuum the table. Where's the? Ow, Charlie, where's the plug-in?
Oh shit!
What?
Oh shit!
Oh wait, I need a plug-in.
Oh, Charlie,
Let's just pretend I'm gonna vacuum the table. Where's the
How
fucking?
about we don't?
Where's the fucking plug-in at? Hold on.
Charlie horse.
Do we need to rub it?
Oh, there's one right there. There's one right
Are
there.
we legit putting this on YouTube? Is this going on YouTube today? Hold on.
Oh god. It's gonna knock the camera over.
Why is this not going? Hold on. There it is. There it is. Where's the handle?
It's at the top bottom.
Is the bottom right here? Oh, is it? Where's the hand? Where's how you turn it on?
I think you just have to do it.
Oh, there's power. Got it. Hey, when's the last time you vacuumed your table? This looks legit working, honestly.
And done. I don't know what to press. It's just your face. There it is.
Is it done?
Alright, let's finish this video right.
Yeah, get over here. If they make it through all of that, you guys are troopers.
God, our table's fucked.
I vacuumed it. It should be cleaner. It kind of looks shitty. I shouldn't have vacuumed it probably.
It's all good. It'll be good.
Take a dog hair roller to it.
Well,
For my colleague J-Man.
that's me. That's my colleague. Colleague. You spell colleague the same you spell college?
I feel like...
No.
No? Okay, I guess not. It's a good time.
Great oldies.
Okay, let's wrap it up.
I think the last thing I should say is
Don't do it! Don't do it! You're gonna do it!
Braun Strowman! That's how I'm gonna do the video.
Oh my god!